to the Fraud Street Fandom podcast. As you may notice on the YouTube, we're missing a member tonight. He got held up with work, so it's just going to be me and Cameron to ruin your podcast night. For this episode, I'm just going to go with one of the OGs, Miss Milarlite.
Make Ultra.
There you go. Watching her figures tonight.
Yep.
So let's just get right into it. So the World Series finally set. The Toronto Blue Jays were able to come from behind. They were down 3-1 early, but George Springer came up pretty clutch.
Yeah, he's
seventh
incredible
inning.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been a big ad for them. They go out, they spend some money on an outfielder, but it's also a guy that has some playoff experience and someone who's been in those situations before. So,
Yeah,
at home in Toronto and, the crowd behind you, get a hold of one. At that point, it's kind of what we were always saying. You got runners on second and third.
yeah.
A single here ties the game. And it's like, that's at least what you're trying to do. But he got a hold of one and did his little Jose Bautista impression.
Yeah.
And,
Went A-ship run around the bases.
yeah. So, they ended up holding on to the 4-3 win. Former Phil, Jeff Hoffman.
And yeah,
He's been a stud these playoffs and just the postseason in general. Looking at his stats earlier, and 6 games pitched, 7 and a third of an inning, 1.23 ERA,
yeah.
and 12 Ks. So that would have been certainly nice to have in our bullpen.
Oh, for sure.
Especially compared to the guy that we brought in from
Romano.
Toronto. Yeah. But good for him. I always liked the guy. I was very last year.
Good
It was
dude.
kind of sad that they let him go. But I guess it's understandable they didn't want to lock him down for 2 years or whatever. So, let him test free agency and let him.
Yeah, I mean, he had injury concerns, right? Like, I think he failed his physical with Baltimore. So that's why he didn't sign there. There was a visit with the Braves, I think we talked about before as well. It's just kind of we thought that Romano coming in would be worth a damn.
Yeah, because he was coming off of an injury.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's kind of, he's further along in his rehab, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
But no, that didn't pan out. Obviously, he
awful.
was, dog shit. And, kudos to Hoffman. I mean, it's good for him.
Yeah.
Last year, I don't think he was the sole reason why we lost to the Mets. I know he kind of contributed just because it seemed like anybody in our bullpen, whether it was them hurt, the Mets having some sort of agenda or like cheating, something that they had that it just seemed like they couldn't miss, especially in Citi Field or whatever the fuck they call it nowadays.
Yeah.
So he certainly wasn't the reason why we lost the series, but hey, good for him. Hopefully he can do well in the World Series. So speaking of the World Series, what do you got? You got Dodgers, Blue Jays.
I mean, the Dodgers pitching's just lights out right now. I know the Blue Jays are hitting. The Dodgers haven't really had to hit too much. I mean, I think most of the games were only like by 2 or 3 runs in the series against the Brewers.
Yeah. And a lot of the Brewers ones were, them shooting themselves in the foot, like just doing stupid shit. Same thing that the Phillies ran into. It's like when you're going up an elite team like that, you can't give away runs, you can't give away outs, and you got to do everything right. And the Brewers, just like the Phillies, just like what was it? I think game 1, like the opportunity of just eating
just
one
wear one,
and tying the game up.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to strike out to lose the game. And it's like, come on, dude. Like sometimes just eat one there, take it and, move on.
Yeah, especially like he's not necessarily like the top hitter on the team. He's a good hitter, but he's not like their elite, power guy or anything. And
it's
he's
an
up
RBI right there.
Events,
All you have to do is just,
keep your foot down.
Not move. Exactly. Yeah, it's basically it. Just keep your foot down.
Yeah.
So, but no, we'll see. Their pitching is phenomenal. And, we kind of expected it going into the year.
Yeah.
I think they had a lot of injuries early on, which kind of hindered us to kind of see their full potential.
Yeah.
But, when they signed every single starting pitcher that was a free agent, it's like, what the hell are they doing here?
Yeah.
It's like, are they just going to throw him in his bullpen? That's basically what they did. So they knew that they didn't have a good bullpen, and that was their one weak spot.
Yeah.
But, Dave Roberts, even won the Phillies series, he played it to where it's like, all right, my bullpen's not going to kill me. I'm going to put my guys in here that know what they're doing. When he had Glasnow pitch game 1, he had Kershaw come in game 3.
Yeah.
But he got beat up a little bit. But
that was a blessing to us.
Yeah, it's it helped us get a W, so we're not at least getting swept. But he had Sasaki come in and close every game. He's pitched just about every game, I think.
Yeah, he's their closer now. So I mean, he's their guy that's going to close the games out. He dealt with an injury for most of the year. So they don't really want to extend him as a starter because what's the point of now? You have Glass now, you
Gotcha.
have
Yeah.
Snell, you have Yamamoto, you have Otani back pitching.
Hmm.
So why worry about Sasaki when you can have him as your closer? Because Trinan had a bad year.
Right.
So they're just set. And if you look at like Snell's pitching this postseason, he's been fucking lights out
Yeah.
in
It's
every
it's been
series against the
ridiculous.
Reds,
Mhm.
against the Phillies, and then the Brewers. Like he's just incredible right now.
But just based on his previous like postseasons, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect him to come out and just
Yeah.
be this good. I mean,
Yeah.
he's pitched for the Padres several postseasons, and he hasn't been this
Yeah,
dominant.
the
But
Rays before that, and then the Giants brought him in last year too, and he
mhm.
was not good for the Giants, but he also held out to the end of spring training and signed the deal with the Giants. Had a late start into the season, wasn't good.
Yeah, he might just be healthy at the right time and
Yeah, and
just feeling it. But
just dealing. So
so I think that's going to be the story of this series: is can the Toronto Bats show up against the
yeah,
pitching of the Dodgers? And hey, does the Dodgers lineup actually show up for some offense? I mean,
yep.
they haven't really blown anybody out,
No,
especially putting runs across the board. I think a lot of I mean, we talked about it. We outscored them in runs. Most of that was thanks to
in
the
one
one
game.
game, but we still had the opportunity that we were there in every game. I think the Brewers games were a lot of those were close as well. So
Yeah,
when are the bats going to show up? And everybody's Shohei Ohtani is a god now because he hit
yeah,
3 solo home runs and pitched well, and it's like, they're 3 solo home runs. George Springer just did that with 1 swing of the bat with RBI
yeah.
contribution, and his isn't even a bigger of a
Game
spot than
7, yeah.
yeah, game 7 with you're down 2 runs.
Mhm.
Shohei's, they were already up, like,
Yeah.
his was the leadoffer in the 1st inning, right?
I think one
Or
was in the first, and then yeah, because he was 3 for 3 and he leads off
yeah.
hitting, and then it was like the 4th inning, he hit the one out of the stadium, and then the 3rd at bat, he came up and hit another one,
Yeah.
so
So, I mean, it's cute. It's cute and all. That's what MLB wants. That's what all the,
oh, for sure.
ESPN, everybody wants. So, Shohei, let's have him.
They
But
never bashed him when he was batting 1 for 18. They
no,
never said
well, it's
anything
because 'cause they're
about
winning.
that. Yeah,
But if
exactly.
they would have lost these series, like, say they lose to the Phillies and he's 1 of 18,
Yeah,
it's like Shohei's the reason why we lost this because he just didn't contribute. The same conversations we had about our big guys,
like
that's what
Bryce, yeah.
with Bryce or Schwarber. It's like Schwarber
Yeah.
had the 1 game, obviously. Shohei had 1 game, but,
Mhm.
Schwarber had more RBIs than Shohei even with the 3.
Yeah,
So it's like, sure, it's impressive that he can pitch and hit. We kind of figured that when he came over from Japan, that
yeah,
he's going to be able to do that. Doing it at the elite level that he's doing, is certainly more impressive. The pitching over in Japan, hitting in Japan, coming over to, the American League
yeah.
and National League and actually competing against the best in the world.
Mhm.
Yes, it's certainly impressive, but I just can't stand how everybody just puts him on this pedestal for
Yeah.
things
Well,
that you would expect.
I
And
I was looking through it, like, the series that they had, like, all of their starters won 1 game because they swept them. So they only played 4 games.
mhm,
Mookie didn't hit well, Freeman didn't hit well, Teoscar didn't hit well. So, like, the only, like, player that was going to be deserving of that award would have been Shohei because he
right,
had 6 innings pitched, 10 Ks, and then 3 home runs in the 1 game. So,
right.
on top of it being the game or the series clinching game. So, I mean, like, Yamamoto won complete game, 9 innings, 1 earned. Snell went 8 innings, no earned.
Yeah.
Class now went 5 and 2/3, like 2 or 3 earned. Like, their pitching's just been lights out right now,
Yep.
and that's just really what's carrying them. So if the Blue Jays have a chance, their bats have to keep going, and
Yeah,
I
because I don't
think
think their pitching is gonna be able to
now
honestly keep
it's
the Dodgers
Gossman
off
and
the
Shane
board.
Bieber,
Yeah,
and that's really it. And then Vladdy's got a real hot bat. He's mashing. Springer, obviously, like you said,
yeah.
he's very clutch in the playoffs.
Mhm,
So
and he's been
great
there
idea
before,
to
so,
have him there.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll see. But I think Dodgers in 5. To be honest, I
Dodgers
think
in
Blue
5.
Jays will just probably get 1 at home, maybe. But
I would absolutely love to see the Blue Jays win this and just shut everybody up, but then I know we talked about it, like,
yeah,
then again, it's like, alright, Dodgers sweep them in 4. Alright, now let's figure out how we can fix this non-salary cap in baseball, not necessarily saying there's a salary cap, but at least
something,
fixing these contracts, these bullshit contracts that like Shohei has
the
of, "Oh, you're
deferred
only gonna
money
make 2 million a year," which screws up everything. So now they
for
can just
10 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then they'll back feed them, and I'm
they
like,
get
it's
30
complete
million for the
bullshit.
next
So
10 years.
but and it's one of those things where I know I've talked to you about this before too, but it's not just the big teams and spending money and how they can structure their teams, but it's also like your Pirates, your Nationals, these
Yeah,
teams that,
the Rays,
continuously
A's.
bring up talent because they're all, for the most part, towards the they're drafting earlier on,
Yeah.
especially in the first rounds, but they don't keep any of their guys.
Yep.
So if they have a floor that you have to at least spend this much money on your team,
Yeah.
your actual team, then okay, maybe that gives you a little bit more parity. Um,
Yeah, I think the players are gonna hate it because a lot of those players that are on those teams that are not paying them, they wanna get out to go get paid,
yeah.
and they're gonna be on a competitive team most likely because those competitive
Well, that's
teams
the
are the
thing.
ones that
It's
are
like
paying.
Paul Skeens is basically wasting his career in Pittsburgh because he's never going to win.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Cy Young contender, if not winner, every freaking year,
Yep.
and for nothing
Yep.
because they have nobody else. But
Winning the
that's
Cy Young
also
with 8 wins.
contributing, right? That's also contributing. It's like, all right, put players around him. I
Yeah.
mean, what did the Phillies do? They went out, they signed Harper, and they signed him to a team friendly deal. Put it that way,
Yeah.
but it was in his hopes of let's put players around me. Let's build a team that we can compete year after year. And that's
Yeah.
what they've done. They've competed. They've been in the playoffs the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And they've been basically it's keeps going down further, but
Yeah.
I think we don't draw the Dodgers this year. We're at least in the NLCS.
Yeah, I mean, we plateaued at the DS this year, we lost it in last year because we had the bye, and then this year, same thing, the bats didn't show up again.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, the Dodgers, obviously, with the offseason they had, it's tough to compete with them.
Right.
They're a tough draw. They had a lot of injuries in the regular season. They kinda just coasted,
But if you make
and
other teams have to spend money, maybe some of
yeah,
these guys, like maybe your Blake Snells aren't going to the Dodgers for 10 million. Maybe he's going to back to a Tampa Bay Rays. It's like, all right, we're going to
yeah,
try to compete with the AL East, which is just very heavy on. I mean, Toronto spent a lot of money.
mm.
Boston's always spending money. The Orioles, they're kind of feeling it out. I think they still have some young
They
players
well,
that
the
they
thing
can
with them is
add.
that they didn't need to s they needed starting pitching, and they
That's
let
the
Burns go.
right. But that's where, okay,
But
go out and get a Blake Snell.
yeah,
Get somebody that has that, like, be that veteran that you can put in your rotation.
mhm,
That's gonna give you a formidable outing every 5 days.
yeah,
And then maybe some of these kids can learn from them. But,
yep,
it's we'll see what they end up doing because they haven't really paid anybody either
no,
since Chris Davis. I mean, they have a bunch of young kids, which is great, but,
you
they
gotta
let
pay them eventually,
Santander
yeah,
go, and he went to Toronto.
yep,
So it's I don't know. I think there should be some sort of floor that they have to at least spend
no, for
a
sure,
percentage of money or something, and you know that
yeah,
will help
I mean,
limit or like level the playing field in a sense.
we'll see if there's a lockout or not because I
I
think it
think that's
really
going to
does
be a
hinge
lot of
on
it.
this series. If the Blue Jays win, then it's not gonna be because it's gonna be like, "Oh, well, then it shows that money doesn't win," right?
Well, I mean, to
But
be fair, Toronto's spent a lot of money too. They just haven't been
yeah,
up there
they
with
didn't spend six
like
hundred
I
million
think it was
dollars.
like you have like the Brewers, they're towards the bottom of money spent. So if
Seattle,
they would have competed and
yeah,
that type of thing, I think that would have been a bigger kind of comparison between the two different highs and lows.
yeah.
Uh, but it. I think it needs to be tweaked. I think that yeah, if they're going to talk about doing a holdout, I think a lot of these contracts that are coming up over the next year, I don't know if owners going to be willing to spend a ton of money this offseason because of the you know upcoming potential holdout.
Yeah, so looking at the payroll, so Dodgers are 1, their total payroll is 350 mil, Mets are 2, 342, Phillies are 290. The Blue Jays, they're at 255 million. So yeah, they did up a bunch.
Well, I know
Um,
they just extended Vladdy early in the year.
yeah, they gave him
Um,
like 400 million or something, right?
yeah, and then I'm not sure what the Springer contract is, but I'm sure he cost a pretty penny. And
Well, he was there the year before as well.
yeah,
Let's look at Toronto's payroll real quick. If it'll. So
so
He's making 28.5 a year. Springer's making 24, 22, I
28's
believe a
not
year.
bad compared to. I mean, Harper's signed with us for 25.
Yeah.
And I think Vladdy, especially being younger, that's a good deal for Toronto.
Mhm.
And you said it was 10 years?
I think it's
8 or
something, yeah,
10?
it's something like that because he got paid, I think it was around 400 million, but he would have been a free agent after this year.
Right, yeah, because they were talking about, well, we were looking at it like, "Oh, if they're gonna let him walk, hell yeah, we can go after, actually get a third baseman." I know Brock would have been super happy about that
Okay, so I was off. It was 14 years, 500 million.
for Vladdy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a $325 million signing bonus.
nice, good for him.
Holy
Hey, well,
shit.
look at this. It's like, how many players get paid and they just suck?
Yeah,
This guy's
he's
proving it at
showing
the
up,
right
yeah.
time, so, yeah, kudos to you, Vladdy. Hopefully, you have an amazing World Series. I still
Yeah.
don't see him winning, but,
Hey.
hit 3 solo home runs. Everybody can be talking about how cool or how good of a player you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, it'll definitely be a good series to watch. I'm very torn on what I want to see, just based on kind of how I want baseball to
Yeah.
kind of figure itself out.
I
So,
mean, I think everyone in the major sports markets are gonna hate LA,
oh
and they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
root for Toronto.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know if, like, New York, like, the Yankees fans, I don't think they really have a rivalry with the Blue Jays. I don't think they'll root for them versus the Dodgers, but the Dodgers
I mean,
just beat them
Dodgers
last
beat them
year.
last year, yeah.
So,
So
maybe,
who knows? They're
I
probably
don't know.
hoping for a tie.
We'll have to go to our resident Yankees fans and Tyler and Ethan and see what their thoughts are on
Yeah,
the World
they'll have to let
Series.
us know in the mailbag.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good luck to the I don't know both teams. We'll see, but hopefully it'll be a
Both
good
teams have
series.
fun.
Yeah, have fun. So,
But
yeah, so
I guess the last piece of it, at least the ALCS won 7 games,
yeah, no,
and it was
the AL
competitive games, it was back and forth,
the
like,
AL
that was awesome.
series have been great.
Yeah,
Like every one of them, I think, even the most of the ALDS series went 5.
yeah,
So no, it's been good baseball to watch, certainly this postseason.
mhm,
And I mean, we are seeing a super team with the
yeah,
Dodgers. So let's just see if said super team can,
get it done.
outlast the teams that have been working their ass off,
Yeah,
to get there, going 5 games, 7 games.
yeah,
So but, yeah, definitely be fun to watch. But yeah, we're around the corner from a couple other sports. Hockey kicked off, or I guess dropped the puck off,
yeah, the drop,
puck drop a couple weeks ago. So Flyers have been pretty mediocre. They're
as
sitting.
expected.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about it. It's they're going to score goals, but they're probably going to give up just as many. So
Yeah,
I think the hope is like you get some of these kids come up, they kind of get their skates underneath of them, and
yeah.
you know,
I think the biggest thing also with them is just they like, trying to stay healthy has been an issue lately. Like, I
yeah.
think Konechny and Couturier were hurt a lot of
Yeah,
last
Kutz
year.
is up there in age, and I mean, he's
So,
looked good so far this year. Let's see how long it lasts.
yeah,
Just because like take a little bit of time off, in the off season, kind of come back refreshed. But how long does that last?
yeah,
And I just think the way that Konechny plays, he's always playing hard and throwing his body in there. He's a little guy too, so
yeah.
I'm sure Danny Greer loves him just
Oh, for
because he kind of
sure.
reminds him of himself. But it's at one point it's all right, let's kind of save our body a little bit for the
Yeah,
long haul, not necessarily going for that big hit, game 5 of the regular season. So they have some young players. Michkov is a kid to watch. Already came in a little overweight, seemed, in the off season. So we'll see if he gets his wind back.
yeah.
And
Legs underneath them.
um I think their defense is certainly something that's gonna hold them back, and obviously goaltending.
Yeah, well,
Losing Carter Hart to the
exactly.
allegations,
Yeah.
it definitely put a wrinkle in their future plans. Not sure if you saw, but he signed with the Vegas Knights.
Oh, did he? I knew
Yeah.
they said that they were trying to go to another city as kinda like a fresh start, which makes sense because, like, he kinda burned his bridge here with the
I think they
not
wanted to
necessarily on
bring him
him,
back.
but
I think
yeah.
they wanted to bring him back, but I think he wanted a change of scenery.
Yeah,
So, yeah, he signed with the Vegas Knights, so he's out there now. But,
good for them.
yeah, I mean, he's a good kid other than obviously the allegations, especially if it comes back where it's false and, like, he's completely clear on it all, then it kind
Well,
of,
didn't
like
they drop it? That's why he's able to come back, I
I
thought.
think so, yeah.
Yeah,
So, I didn't follow it, honestly, especially once I heard that he wasn't gonna come back to the, Flyers. I
yeah.
was like, "Alright, whatever, just move
Yeah,
on."
and I mean, no more torts. So,
Yeah, they have Takeda now,
yeah.
so it's maybe that's a different voice, especially with some of the young kids and, you know,
I think
certainly
Mishkov and Tortorella
Michkov and
didn't get
Tortorella.
him.
Tortorella didn't like anybody,
Yeah,
like, he's very old school in his way, especially when it comes to coaching of, it's his way or the highway,
yeah,
and then you
exactly.
have kids that, they if they don't do everything that he likes, he'll sit them
Yeah,
half the
and he
time, and I know
benched
he benched
yeah,
Michkov
Mishkov a
quite a
ton.
bit last year, yeah,
Yeah, and that's where
so
Michkov got pissed off, and, obviously, he's the most talented player on the Flyers
mhm,
for since a long time, probably, Coots when he was early on or Giroux,
yeah.
and then it's Michkov is the most talented guy
Yeah, he's
since, so
definitely something that you're looking forward to and looking forward to putting pieces around, but also developing your own. Like,
yeah.
so we'll see how big they are, especially when it comes to like the trade deadline and maybe even next off season with free agents.
Mhm.
But I keep hearing that there's potentially a goalie out in the KHL that they have signed that they're just he's not ready yet, but hopefully sooner rather than later he
Yeah.
could come. But I mean, the frustrating thing about the Flyers, man, it's like Sergei Bobrovsky was our goalie,
Dude,
and they let
so
him
many.
go for Ilya Brizgalov because they wanted the
Yeah.
the bear hugger. And he goes to I think he went to Columbus first,
Yeah,
but
won
he
the
ends up in
Vizina the next year.
he goes down to Florida. He's won back-to-back cups.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's like he
insane.
was your freaking goalie.
Yep.
So it's so frustrating
Yeah.
how that tends to happen.
Yeah, they're the I don't even know if you wanna call it tough luck because they kinda do it to themselves,
Mhm.
but it's just the goalie position for the Flyers has just been a turnstile for the past, what, 10 years?
It has, yeah,
And
and
then
probably even before
every
that.
move they make, it's the wrong move.
Yeah.
It's like the Phillies bullpen
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Like every move they make, it's the
Yeah,
wrong guy.
let Hoffman go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, the shitty thing about all of it is I don't have Xfinity, and it's hard to watch Flyers games because they're blacked out. So it's kind of like I'm
I
forced
haven't even
to.
tried this bad
I did
Flyers
try.
fandom. I haven't tried to watch any
I
of them, but
tried the other day.
they're
They
not on
were on
YouTube
because there was
TV?
nothing else. No, I can't because Xfinity owns the team, so they block them out,
No
and
shit.
it's horseshit. So
That's
the
funny.
only time I can actually watch them is if they're on ESPN or something else. So
Well,
it's
we got
very
the Sixers
frustrating
because it's not
because
the
it's NBC
network, it's
Sports.
just
Yeah, yeah.
oh, shit,
So
that's funny.
since they own the team, very fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
hey, Xfinity,
don't
fix
tune
your
in.
shit
Don't tune in for Flyers coverage because we can't watch
because
them.
we can't watch it. We'll see the
Or
highlights on
box score,
Facebook.
yeah.
So, but no, the other team that just started off or is about to,
Tomorrow night.
Sixers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Embiid actually came back, his final preseason game, which
Surprising.
it is because after last year, he didn't play much at all last year. So
No.
we were talking about, is he ever going to play again? So
Yeah.
fingers crossed, this is something that's going to be like, take that time off, get your body kind of back in shape. But I mean, it's one game, so you don't want to get your
Yeah.
hopes up
Who
too
knows?
high. But seeing him on the floor and actually producing, I mean, he had 19 minutes, scored 14 points,
Mm.
7 rebounds, 8 assists. So that's typically what you're getting out of Embiid,
Yeah.
and that's in not even half a game.
Yep.
So it's good to see him back on the court. I'm really excited about Edgecombe. I'm really excited about, Maxi, who are
Maxey,
always,
McCain will be
yeah,
back this
McCain.
year.
So I think they have some young talent, and it's having him beat on the floor. Fuck, maybe PG Paul will be back. Probably
No.
not. But
He's chilling now.
yeah, well, he's got to compete with us in the podcasting role.
Yeah.
But no, I think if they can get Embiid back, combo those 3 guys around him, get anything out of Paul George, like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I actually do like Kelly Oubre. I think he's a great player,
He's
especially
fine.
so, I'm excited to watch them. I think the other big thing this year is if we can stay healthy, mostly we being, I mean, all of them had injuries last year, every one of them.
Yeah.
McCain,
Maxey,
Maxey, Paul
PG.
George, yeah, and Embiid, obviously. So if we can stay somewhat healthy, the East is wide open. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's so many injuries, right? Tatum,
Tatum is out with an Achilles, but
Halliburton,
yeah, Halliburton,
Dame Lillard out in Milwaukee, and then I think he signed with Portland again.
yeah. So
Um,
he's already out, and then
Giannis is trying to get out of
they're talking
Milwaukee.
about Giannis being traded, so it's like that
Yeah.
takes another team out of the mix. So, I did see Tatum dunking it was a week or 2
Yeah,
ago,
yeah, it
and I was
was
like,
yeah, I
"That
saw that
is
as well.
insane."
Yeah. Well, he's also like 6'7", 6'8", so it's
Yeah.
not that hard for
So,
him to
yeah, he
dunk.
just
He can
reached.
kinda yeah, he can kinda just do a quick little jump. He doesn't necessarily need to jump as high as he possibly can like we try.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, we'll see what goes on with it, but I mean,
I think the biggest thing is that they can just stay healthy,
yeah,
like,
but that's their thing every year, right? Like,
yeah.
it's just
Especially
obviously
with
the
Embiid.
health.
Embiid's always the one that's, he'll play too much in the regular season and he'll miss a game or 2 here and there. And
Yeah.
then you have the league coming down on him. It's like, no, you guys have to play. You have to play or there has to
Yeah,
be an
you have
injury.
to
And
play
it's like,
60%
so
to
then it's
be
forcing him
eligible.
out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, I'd rather fuck that. Like, who needs an MVP? You got your MVP.
Yeah,
You
you
know
go,
what I'd rather
right?
you have? I'd rather have you MVP of the, NBA
Championship, yeah.
finals. So yeah, we'll see how that's a team that we can actually watch this year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We don't have Brock to throw his next 2 cents in today, so this will be our Sixers coverage, ad free.
Tune in at the All-Star break when we, give our next, NBA update.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, no, it's exciting to see the other 2, winter sports kicking
Yeah.
off, give us something else to watch now that our
Baseball's
baseball
over,
season's
yeah.
over. So I guess right before baseball, or right before we get into the football. So during the bye week, so the Eagles bye week is next week. Um, we are going to be doing our coverage for the World Series, but also covering kind of what our plans are for the off season, and going down kind of what we just talked about, like what do we want the Phillies to share? Maybe even throw out some free agent players that maybe the Phillies aren't going to sign, but where do we think they're going to go? So we'll be going over that during the Eagles bye. So stay tuned to that, and you guys feel free to give us
Your thoughts?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's get into the Eagles game. So um bounce back game.
Yeah,
After two losses, we definitely wanted to be able to see um some sort of improvement. And I'm hopeful that, that's just what that's what they actually were able to do. The passing game actually looked pretty impressive, and which was good because they tried running the ball very early and they tried to commit to the run, and they weren't getting much of anything.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. If it's that they're like predictable offensively, the O line injuries are really starting to pile up.
Yeah,
Dickerson was back. He played the game, but he's hobbled. Lane Johnson's been in and out all year. Then you lose Jurgens in the middle of the
yeah,
game,
Jurgens went out with a
and
knee
it's
injury.
just the O line is just not what they were before.
It's
So
I don't
it's
know if
not.
it's payback from just like we've
Yeah,
for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been pretty healthy on the O line,
yeah,
and this year they're like, "We're gonna give you any and every injury."
yeah,
But it's not gonna be like, knock on wood, season ending. It's just
yeah.
gonna be those lingering
Nagging.
ones where, you're out for, this game, and it's gonna linger to the next game, and you're just gonna have a turnstile of guys, and they're
Yeah.
just not to the same caliber that they were this year, whether it's them getting older, there's no chemistry just because of you're cycling guys in and out.
Hmm.
But, the running game certainly hasn't looked good at all. I think Saquon's longest run is still 17 yards on this season, where by this time last year, well, this was also up to week 4 before the bye, the running game was, transparent as well because they weren't running the ball. They were trying
Yeah.
to throw the ball. So, but he doesn't have that same. I'm not going to say he doesn't have the same burst that he did last year. I think he still does look pretty quick. I just think that the holes are closing a lot quicker than they were, and I don't think the O line is getting to that second level as quickly as they were
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, and I think Mailata said it, is it last week or the week before? He was like, "We know what we're doing. We just need to execute. Like, it's on us. Like, we need to
Yeah.
get it going, force
I mean, they're
Saquon
taking a
ball."
lot of the blame. I mean, the
Yeah,
O-line for both sides. They're saying for passing game as well. I mean, if you look at
yeah.
too, like Jalen's running for his life half the
Every
time,
time,
like
yeah.
all the time. And the good thing with him, and hey, we give him a lot of shit, so I'm going to give him some praise when he actually deserves it. And
Yeah,
he's able to extend plays. And there was a couple this game. There was that 3rd and 13 where he kind of rolls out, extends the play, and hits AJ coming back to get a big first down. It extends that drive, and I think they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. But it's like those types of plays. That's where you want Jalen to show up and say, everybody's holding you back, saying that you're not a top 5 elite quarterback.
yeah,
Plays like that and moments like that where you take over, that's where you kind of put yourself in that conversation.
yeah. I mean, one of my favorite plays of the game was I think it was the first drive where they went for it on 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And, he connects with AJ, just kinda improvising, like,
Improvise. Exactly.
AJ,
Yep.
like, kind of being, like, tied up with a cornerback and then just kinda slows down and just takes the fuck off.
Yeah. And then he like points up or whatever.
Yeah,
He like gives them the motion. Like next thing you know, it's
done.
throws it over the top. Yep.
Yeah. Just
And
right
it's like,
there in his breadbasket and then easy touchdown.
and we talked about it a couple games ago. It's like he was missing on
He
these
missed a lot of deep
a lot of them.
ones.
I
A
mean,
lot of them
whether
were
it's
open.
Devontae and,
Yeah,
but this week he hit him. He hit every
yeah,
one of them. I think he hit AJ twice. He hit Devontae quite a bit. And
yeah.
dude, that guy
Devontae had
still
what,
amazes me.
9
9
for
for 180.
183,
Yeah.
11 targets.
AJ had 2 touchdowns, only 4 receptions, but big, big receptions.
Yeah, 120 yards still.
Yep. So
Um,
all in all, the passing game was much improved. There
yeah,
can
only
be no
4
complaints.
incompletions. Yeah, a
Yeah. No, it
perfect
was
passer
perfect
rating.
passer rating, right.
It's still the
And
stupidest number they could ever have,
yeah,
158.3.
158.3. I don't even know how they come up with that.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's like
What happened to perfect score being 100?
yeah, exactly. Or just 150. Like, why don't you just do 150 if you're gonna go 158.3? I don't know.
Right.
But yes, I mean, Jalen balled out. I mean, I've been kind of, hoping that he would show up like passing wise, because we've won some games. They've been ugly. This game still got kind of ugly. Like if
Yeah.
Hawkinson actually caught that ball, it's a lot
I
closer every
still
game.
like, I agree with him in a sense, like, it definitely moved, but
Yeah.
the fact that he was able to come up, like, literally vertical or
Yeah.
horizontal, I guess you would say,
Yeah. Grab the
grabs the
ball.
ball and able to get
What do you
underneath of
expect?
it, and
Yeah.
then it bounces, it's like, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We can thank Des Bryant for ruining it for everybody if
Yeah.
nobody knows what a catch is.
So yeah, I mean, that would have been what, a 3-point game at that point because they ended up settling for a field goal.
Yep.
So
Well, that was one thing that, kudos to the defense. Carson moved the ball up and down the field
Yeah.
until he got into the red zone, and the defense would buckle up, and they held them to a lot of field goals. So
Yeah,
I think that was one of the big factors in the game.
absolutely. I mean,
Um,
Carson did his best to help the Eagles,
oh
the
God, yeah.
interception, the pick six.
The pick six, I'll put that. I'm not going to put that so much on Carson. I mean,
He
I
got
saw what
fucking
he
crushed.
got crushed, yeah, and it's like I saw what he was doing. I don't think he saw Jalen
Yeah,
or Jalen Hunt because Jalen was coming
coming right at
right
him.
at him.
Yeah,
But so he just kind of like, oh, let me just get. I know Jefferson isn't going to be here. Let me get it there.
yeah,
But Jordan Addison, he ate us up,
yeah,
and
because Jefferson was shut down for the most part.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
he didn't have much production at all. But Jordan Addison ate us up, and it's one of
Naylor
those
did too, I
things.
believe. Didn't Naylor have a couple of receptions?
Yeah, probably. But, I mean,
No,
it
Naylor
was
didn't do
nice to
shit.
see Jalen Carter actually show up though, and God, he
Yeah,
crushed him that play, which, hey, that's what you do. I don't know what the Vikings were thinking of just having, the center try to block him, but
yeah.
hey,
Hey,
thanks. And
more
good
teams,
catch by
please,
yeah,
follow that same strategy.
good play by, Jalen Hunt with the pick and, obviously the return, so I think that was a big turning point in the game also,
Yeah.
being able to double points up there,
But
so
yeah, so it was the pick six, then the throw that was a backwards pass that went out of bounds, so then lost 8 yards, and then threw another pick deep downfield, just
yeah,
so
and that was
like a punt,
yep.
but it was on first down or
A second down, second
second
and
down at that
10,
point,
yeah,
yeah,
so,
so
I mean,
just
that's the
that's
stuff that we used
Carson.
to see with Carson. It's
Yeah.
like he has that Brett Favre in him
Yeah.
where he just thinks he can make every throw with his arm and,
Yep.
he's gonna make those stupid plays. So if you can survive some of those stupid plays,
It keeps you in the game.
exactly. So, but I think he certainly played well with Minnesota. Um,
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
I
the stats, 26 for 42 for 313 yards, 2 picks, 2 sacks. I mean, obviously, the 2 picks were pretty bad, but,
yeah.
yes, I mean, I don't know what to say for the Vikings, but, I mean, I'm glad the Eagles showed up offensively with
Well, the
the
other thing
passing
too,
game, so
like, I look at it this way. I don't see JJ McCarthy putting up those
I
numbers.
no, he doesn't pass the ball like that. He never
No.
did in college.
And
He didn't have to in
I don't think
college.
they have the running game to complement him
Yeah,
outside. So I think they have a competitive edge with Carson actually playing quarterback, especially when it comes to the receiving game. Like I don't think
yeah,
JJ McCarthy's making a lot of those throws. He might not throw those picks,
yeah,
but I don't see him throwing for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns either.
yeah.
So
Well,
um
maybe he'll be back starting this week. I know he came back and he was questionable this week, so who knows what they're actually gonna do. I think the fans are kind of over the Carson Wentz experience at this point.
yeah.
They've also seen it happen with the Eagles, then the Commanders, and then the Colts, and or Colts, then Commanders, and then now, uh,
Yeah, I mean he's bounced around quite a
yeah,
bit. So he's kind of it's what you're gonna get. I mean, Vikings fans are probably more upset of why didn't we bring Sam Darnold back? Because they're
yeah,
seeing what Sam Darnold's doing in Seattle,
he
and
looks
they're
good,
like,
man.
he does, and he looked good last year. So maybe just playing for the Jets is like playing for the Browns. It's the only
Yeah,
way you can improve your career is to leave.
yep.
So yeah, I mean, we'll
I
see.
don't know if
Obviously,
Justin
what
Fields is ever going to go and be another starter anywhere
no, that's
after
true.
the
Well,
Jets, but
he was also bad before the Jets, so
yeah,
I think you have to have a track
they
record
got to draft
before.
you.
Yeah,
They got to
exactly.
draft you, and then you go.
So poor Garrett Wilson. It's like I don't know if I were him, I'd be like, and I think
Yeah,
Brees Hall's already coming out too. He's like, I'm going to get
320.
traded. Yeah,
Yeah,
free. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, they're one of those fan bases and one of those teams that just I don't know. I think the Mark Sanchez years were a fluke.
the defense, and that was pretty much what carried them through that. Because I
Yeah,
mean, Sanchez, we obviously know he wasn't that great of a quarterback, right?
no, no. Yeah,
But I
don't
think it
lose the
was
games
mostly
for
their
us. Yeah,
defense was ballers back then.
yep, yeah. So all right, well, let's go down the some of the rest of the games that we that happened during the week. So Steelers and Bengals Thursday night game, actually a good one to watch.
Yeah, Joe Flacco
Joe
balling out.
Flacco, yeah,
2
the
40-year-old
battle of
quarterbacks.
the 40s.
Yeah.
So,
Does that
yeah,
make you feel young?
huh?
Does that
Oh,
make you feel young,
yeah, exactly.
Mr.
It's like,
40?
yeah, Mr. 40. So,
You over there with Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers, they're over there throwing for 300 yards.
well, if my bowling game tells me anything, it thinks I need to retire.
Yeah, well,
But
that's what people retire to go do is bowl, so
maybe I'll hit my second, like my
hey, get your
midlife
second win and
crisis.
then
Yeah,
start playing football. There you go.
yeah, there you go. I can play quarterback for the Bengals. It's pretty easy. Just throw the ball to Higgins and
Yeah, and
Chase.
Jamar Chase.
So, but yeah, the Bengals come away with a close one, 33-31 over the Steelers. So, little in
And I think this
division.
was probably one of the first Thursday night games that was competitive.
I don't know. It's Thursday always tends
They're
to
just
just be
shit.
trash. Like,
Yeah.
same thing with Sunday morning. Like, they're turning in, like, the London games, they're like the old Thursdays.
Yeah. It's
So it's
well,
like the matchups suck, but it's also like the games are just putrid.
I'm side note, I'm so over these fucking 9:30 games.
Yeah.
Can we please get football back in the States? Like,
Back on normal
can we
damn
stop
schedule.
doing this
Yeah.
at 9:30 every
We already
goddamn
know
week?
that I'm bad at checking fantasy, so
It's
let's add a
ridiculous.
9:30 game in. I'm like, "Oh, I used to checking at 1." So,
Yeah, it's just it's so annoying. I think there's 2 more games in the rest of the season that are
probably.
gonna be
Well,
over there.
speaking of the early morning, so we had the Rams just rout the Jaguars
Yeah, that game was
35-7.
not good to
I didn't
watch.
think I thought the Jaguars at least show something. That's their second home.
Yeah,
Like,
and they got
they
the
look
doors blown off.
right. Yeah, it's not good at all. Puka wasn't even in the game. They still scored 35 fucking points.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, 5 receptions, 30 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, so and we'll get to it with the bets, later, but,
I
yeah,
think
the
in this game, there was at one point I was watching some of it, and I think they said that the Jaguars had 1 play in the Rams half of the field.
I will say this is the
It
one
was
that
late, like after
Travis
halftime or
Hunter
something.
had a really good game.
Yeah,
So, his first one, he got his first touchdown, but then he also went over 100 yards. Let me pulling it up here. Yeah, 8 receptions, 101 yards, and, 1 touchdown. So, that's good for Travis Hunter, fantasy backers,
yeah.
me being one of them. So, it was nice to see him get on the board. That kid's good. He's good. Like, some
He's
of the
talented
catches
as
yeah.
hell. Like, I mean,
Like, one
it's
of the routes on his touchdown was actually a real good route, and, he's impressive, and plus, like, you see him out there on defense too. So we talk about Shohei playing both sides. I'm not, obviously saying he's like Shohei, but at least it's the
it's a two-way
similarity is
athlete.
a
Yeah.
two-way athlete. So, certainly not to the same level as Shohei.
No. I mean, the Heisman's cool, but it's also college, and then Ohtani's in the pros and wins. He's a Cy Young contender as well as MVP winner almost every year because he can pitch and hit, so
Yep. Uh, Bears, 4-2 Bears actually, which is a little surprising, but might just be because who they were playing. They beat Saints, 26-14.
yeah, the Saints are just not a good football team.
No. But did you see the Kamara is like, "No, I wanna stay here." He's like, "I don't even wanna get traded. I wanna stay in New Orleans."
Yeah, he won the what was the quote? It was something about if he gets the call, he's gonna go drink a pina colada or something like,
Yeah, yeah.
"The fuck, dude?" Like, I got you in fucking fantasy, bro. I need you to perform while you're out there,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Something.
You have more of a shot with a better team than you do with,
Yeah.
New
Like,
Orleans.
Kansas City's probably like, "Please
Yeah.
send him over here." Like, we will take him because Pacheco's kinda lost his luster, I guess.
Does he annoy the hell out of you? It's not to
I
sidebar,
yeah, yeah.
but when he runs, it just looks like he's stomping the whole time.
Yeah, and it's like everyone's like, "He's just a badass kid," like a kid that's just running around taking shit, and then that's what he looks like,
Well, it
and
looks like
then
he took 1 yard. That's about it.
he gets 2 yards, and then he gets up and starts flexing on everyone like he's a beast, and it's
Mhm.
just like, "Buddy, sit the
I
fuck
think he
down."
also annoys me the year of the Super Bowl and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'll put that more of Andy Reid scheming those plays and him just being in the right place, but, like, he's not good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, screw that guy. But, Browns,
Speaking of not good,
yeah, speaking of not good, but also the Dolphins. So, the
poor
Browns beat them
Dolphins.
31-6, battle of 1 and 5 teams at the time, so that was a game to
Agreed.
skip over. But I know we'll talk about it later, but these games are absolutely brutal this week,
Yeah.
whether it's picking bets or just watching in general.
Yeah, I mean, we're just the games we've went through. Thursday night was the best game by far.
Yeah, the other ones are all
Then you have a
blowouts
28
and
point blowout, a 12-point win, 25-point blowout, and then the next game, 31
yeah,
nothing.
31-13. Oh, no, the Patriots beat the Titans 31-13, then you had a
Yeah,
31 nothing.
yeah.
Dude, what the hell's up with the Raiders? Like, we talked about it, like, they
Gino's just
they
terrible.
basically take Seattle, move them down to the Vegas.
Yeah.
They draft the running back, and it's like, I mean, when are they gonna bring Pickett in or trade for
Chip
whoever
Kelly.
else?
Chip
Yeah.
Kelly, offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah. He can't run the offense. We saw that with Nick Foles.
God, it's just not good in Vegas there. At least they got a
So,
6 stadium.
yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. They have a lot of, concerts and stuff there and, Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned, Eagles were able to hold on to the win against the Vikings, 28-22. Panthers beat the Jets.
Gross
Panthers
game.
4-3. Yeah, 13-6. I mean, baseball scores are higher than that.
Yeah.
Um, a really good game to watch this week. Broncos and Giants. So Giants go up early. It looks like they're dominating this. The
Wasn't
Broncos
a
can't do
good game
anything.
until the 4th
The
quarter.
fourth quarter,
Yeah.
Broncos 33 points.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. And it's like the Giants are known to do this. They've given up, points late in games. So, and the Broncos have also done like they came back against us in the fourth quarter. Obviously, they're coming back against the Giants as well. And I mean, so Graham Gano goes out. He's hurt. They bring some guy off the shelf and he
Yeah, number
misses two
99.
two PATs. How do you give a kicker 99?
I don't
That's
know.
a defensive tackle. Like
That's just
I
the
didn't even know
worst
they made
name
them
for a
that
kicker.
small, the shirts.
Yeah.
But he misses 2-point afters and ends up costing them. And I think everybody knew it too. When they scored the touchdown, they were like, all right, well, let's add the one here. So at least we have that lead.
Yeah.
And he missed it. And they were like, yep, I just knew that the Broncos were going to come back and
yeah.
yep, game over. So
and then they just marched right down the field. I think
yeah.
it was Burns, the DN they traded for last year from Carolina, was freaking the fuck out on the way into the locker room. He's like, what the fuck are we doing out here with this drop 8 coverage? And honestly, that's something I've said for a while now. Granted, I am not a smart football fan or any part of a coach. I'm decent at Madden sometimes, but just play your normal fucking defense.
Yeah.
Don't give them the entire field to go down there and kick a field goal. These field goal kickers are making 60 yards like it's nothing.
Exactly.
Like, you can't give them
you only need
30 yards and then they're in field goal range.
Yeah, and say they have a kickoff where they actually return it for 20, 25 yards. They're already at the 35, say, right?
So they need 20
yards. They need
yards.
20 yards. And these kickers nowadays are right. It's absolutely crazy.
Just play your normal fucking defense. Stop this prevents bullshit.
Put some pressure on the quarterback to actually throw the ball.
It's crazy. I don't get it. And I'll never understand it. Maybe I just need to have a sit down with a head coach and then they'll explain it to me and make it make sense. But I just don't get it.
Yeah. We'll have the defensive coordinator come on the pod and explain it to all of us.
He'll talk Phillies.
Yeah. And we could talk about Phillies. Yeah, you might enjoy that. We'll do that before so after the season's over, while he's on vacation, we could preview the Phillies, talk about Eagles defense and, what Vic thinks we're going to be able to do next year and, have a nice guest on. We'll put that in the works. We'll have Brock work on that for us.
Yeah.
So another good game, Colts and Chargers, 38-24. I think the Colts got out early on this and the Chargers were able to come back, put up, some points to kind of make it more closer than what it actually seemed.
I think Herbert, he's kind of
dude, he has times
he's kind of fallen.
Horrible.
Yeah, he's kind of fallen off, right? Like he the start of the year, they were, Super Bowl contenders after week 3. They were incredible. And then now he's just
I think the first half he looked real bad.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it was more of the Colts just kind of letting off the gas a little bit and letting them back into it, but that was a game where it was at one point it was looking
at
like
halftime it was 23-3.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers Chargers scored 14 in the third quarter and then 7 in the fourth. The Colts scored 15 in the third and nothing in the fourth. So definitely took the foot off the gas, but Justin Herbert's like the very talented quarterback. He's in LA. He's dating some smoke show supermodel and
Madison Beer.
Yeah. But like he's just always the guy that throws the interception when you can't throw an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just he keeps doing it. But 420 yards passing.
He has weapons around him too. That's the other thing.
He was their leading rusher. That's not good.
No.
31 yards. So he had 420 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. I don't know.
Fantasy numbers.
Yeah, insane fantasy numbers. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Herbert. I think he's super talented, but again, I just think he can't get it done.
The thing about him that he's known for is he's doing that in the playoffs.
In playoffs, exactly.
Right. So it's like you can get your team there and look great in the regular season, but you're doing this type of performance where you're looking like the first half Herbert and costing your team games. So, but the Colts look impressive. I mean,
Colts look damn good. I think they're the number 1 or number 2 offense. I think Dallas is actually maybe the number 1 offense.
We're going to get to that one in a minute.
But the Colts,
Jonathan
Dimes,
Taylor is a freaking monster.
Yeah, Danny Dimes is balling right now. He's playing very well. He's not turning the ball over.
Yep.
So let's see how long they can keep this ride going.
Hey, luckily for them, that division's terrible. So
best record in football right now.
Yep. So, speaking of Dallas, their offense looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
They added CD
came back.
Dude, Pickens is great. Javonte Williams has been a really good ad for them. Their offense, and I think we talked about this early on, when we did our predictions, like their offense is going to score. It's just a matter of how many points are their defense going to give up.
Yeah.
So I think they're coming kind of into their own, especially with CD being healthy and, getting some chemistry with Pickens, with Dak. And I've always said
staying healthy is also another thing too.
Right. Dak is a really good quarterback, especially in the regular season. It's very similar.
Yeah.
I would say better than Herbert, in just a track record,
Yeah.
but he's also one that kind of, folds up under pressure in the
Gotcha.
playoffs. So we'll see how they continue. I mean, they're going to obviously be up there for, not only competing for the division, but also for, the playoffs.
Yeah. Jaden,
It's, I was going to say the Commanders on the other side. It's, I don't know, is a sophomore slump for Jaden? I mean,
I he
he's
can't
lost a lot of weapons
can't stay
just based
healthy
on
anymore
injuries,
either.
but yeah, I mean, he's had lingering hamstring injuries and
Yeah.
anything else you can think of. So
It's it's not looking good.
it
I
doesn't
know
look like last year
Commanders
for sure.
were very hyped going into this year that they've got
Mhm.
their franchise quarterback, and now the sophomore slump, whatever it is, injuries, obviously McLaurin, Debo,
Yeah.
Eckler out for the year. It's their defense is fucking trash.
Yep.
Their defense is not good.
I mean, with
So
all
they're
that
just not
said,
playing
they're a
good
half
ball.
game behind the Cowboys. So I guess it would be
Yeah,
one
because
and a half
tie, yeah.
if you count the fact that the Cowboys just won that one. So I mean, there's still a lot of football left.
Yeah.
Who knows what this team will look like week 15 and 17 when we play them?
Mhm.
You know, you certainly hope at that time they're healthier than they are now. And
Yeah.
either Jaden's kind of proven that sophomore slump was only the first part of the year while he was waiting for his guys to get back healthy, or just continued on through the year and we just have, whatever sophomore. I
I
mean, we've
mean,
seen it. Like
even
CJ
I
Stroud
was gonna
had the
say,
same
like,
thing.
even if he's a Commander, and obviously we're Eagles fans, I don't necessarily wish this on anyone, but, like, I don't wanna see him turn into CJ Stroud. Like, he's exciting to watch, right?
He
Like,
is, yeah.
he made a lot of great plays last year, and this year he's just not doing it.
Yep. And the shitty thing is they added so much this year to support him,
Yeah.
and it's not working out. So yeah, we'll see what the Commanders can, will look like over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Packers, Cardinals, another close one, 27-23 Packers.
Dude, Jacoby Brissett may be, like he should just be the starter
Yeah.
because I think he's played really well the 2 games he started
Mhm.
since Kyler's been out. It's October, it's Call of Duty season for
Yeah.
Kyler, so maybe he's ready to take some time off, but, yeah, I mean, I think Jacoby Brissett's actually looking
No,
like
he's one of those good, like,
he's like a
backups to
Jameis
have.
Winston type
Yeah,
deal. Like, if you give
exactly.
him the opportunity, he's gonna go out there and put up numbers.
Yep.
Um, 25 for 36, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyler don't really put up those numbers.
Unless he runs half the time or
Yeah,
unless he's on one of his tears. Like, if he's on one of
yeah,
those runs where he's just playing out of his mind, then, yeah, he certainly puts up those numbers,
mostly
but
against the Eagles.
yeah, mostly against Eagles. He loves to play against us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Packers, they're 4-1-1. They're gonna be up there too. So,
Yeah, I think
um,
Parsons had a good game. I think he had 3 sacks or so.
yeah, the weird thing about the Packers, it's like which version of the Packers are you gonna get? I don't think Jordan Love looks very impressive. I think they're finding ways to win,
Yeah,
but they also have some pretty embarrassing losses in here too.
the Browns.
So, right. But yeah, I mean,
And then the 40-40 tie against the Cowboys, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Which, yeah, I think they were both happy with, or I know the Cowboys probably were.
yeah.
Going into the Sunday night, Monday night games, you had the Niners knock off the Falcons 20-10.
They
Um,
just keep getting it done. They keep losing guys. They got Kittle back. He got 2 targets, didn't make a reception. He
yeah, here's
apologized to
another
his
one.
bettors and fantasy
Here's
owners.
another, yeah, fucking
But yeah, I
touchdown.
mean, that was an ugly game.
Yeah,
That game was not fun to watch. But yeah,
it was
Niners just keep
basically the
getting it done.
McCaffrey Bijan game. Like,
Yeah.
who could touch the ball more, and it was McCaffrey.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, Kyle Shanahan's obviously, he's always regarded as one of the best coaches, and now I think he's really having to prove it
mhm,
with Mac Jones as his quarterback because who knows when Brock Purdy's gonna be healthy again, if
right.
he's gonna be healthy again.
Hey, good on Mac Jones. It's like you go out there, you get the opportunity. You're not losing it. You're making the team. They're 5-2, and
Yeah,
we talked about the strength of schedule being kind of the worst in
week
the
for them,
league, a
yeah.
week for him. But you got to win the games that are ahead of you. So
Yeah,
he's doing that. It's not them losing Brock Purdy. Most teams that they lose their starting quarterback, they're not able to kind of you know
yeah,
put wins together and things like that. So good on Mac Jones to get out of the New England
yeah.
mindset of kind of
Jacksonville
this is
last year,
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
get out
I
of
think
that.
what's even more impressive is that he was able to do it with not having the receivers that are available. So, like, Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, like, they're not there. Like, you
Yeah, I
lose Debo in the offseason, and
think
Mac
Pierce
Jones
Paul's
comes
been
in
hurt.
there,
Yeah,
and it was Kendrick Bourne for the 2 weeks, he was going off, and then now it's pretty this week was just McCaffrey.
right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Shanahan's doing a hell of a job coaching those guys because he's pretty much just relying on
Yeah, their
practice
whole
squad
team's
or
hurt.
their,
Right.
depth chart to make guys go out there and make plays.
Yep, exactly. So then the Monday night games, we had the Lions play the Bucks. I was higher on this game than what the actual output was. I thought
Yeah, the
I
Bucks,
know the Bucks, they're hurt. Mike Evans, he's out for the year. It's
they
tough to
said he
see.
may come back, but it's a broken collarbone.
Yeah,
On top of with that, a concussion.
yeah,
That cameraman just constantly zooming into him when he's just knocked out. Just come on, guys.
yeah.
You know what a
They
guy
get
looks
it.
like when he's knocked
Right.
out. Like you don't have to keep showing the camera. Like
Mhm.
it's not good, especially someone that's like a probably going to be a Hall of Famer in Mike Evans.
Yep.
That's just tough to see. But I definitely thought that the Bucks would be way more into this game than they were.
I thought this was gonna be, like Broncos Giants,
Yeah,
33-32,
back
Chargers
and forth.
Colts.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the Buccaneers, obviously, they didn't have half of their receivers, and the running back still hurt.
It was
So
sloppy too. There was like
Baker can't do it all, I guess, but
yeah.
still, it.
There was one point. I want to pull up the drives if you want to talk about Baker, but
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's had a lack of receivers for the most part this year. It
yeah.
hasn't had his, let's say, his full arsenal.
Mhm.
So Mbuka goes out, you had Evans that was out, you have Godwin that was out, and they're all kind of like in and out, just based on what week it is. And I think Mbuka is going to be a stud. Like
Yeah,
that
he's a
guy,
beast.
he reminds me of your Jackson Smith and the Jigbas, and these guys that are these young kids that are coming up, and you're like, oh god, this guy can actually play.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have, those weapons, but he can't do it all. He lost Bucky Irving to, I think it was ankle injury, right?
Something, yeah, something
So
lower body.
he'll be back eventually, but Baker can't do it all.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the same defense that, they've been known for in the past. So, especially when you're going up against the Detroit Lions, like that offense is stellar.
Yeah.
And, their defense can be good depending on injuries and things like that. But they looked impressive again. I mean, Jamar Gibbs, did you see him break that hole? And
Yeah, he
holy
just took the
shit,
fuck off for
God!
70 yards, yeah.
It seemed like he got faster as he got closer to the end zone.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah,
But that actually leads into this, right? So, all right, so after that Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown run, so the Bucks had the ball, they ran 5 plays, got -1 yard, and punted. The Lions get the ball, 5 plays, 3 yards, punt. Then the Bucks get it, first play, fumble. The Lions have 4 plays, they gain 5 yards, miss the field goal. The next the first play after the missed field goal, the Bucks throw the pick right back to the Lions, and then the Lions run 7 plays, gain 1 total yard, and then they turn the ball, over by an interception from Goff, and then the Bucks go down, take 5 plays, 22 yards, and then a field goal to end the half at 14-3.
wow.
So it was just like that whole time, it was like, I think 3 or 4 minutes left in the
And it's
half.
indoors too, so you can't
It was
even,
just
like, blame
terrible.
it on,
Yeah,
like, weather of, like, say, like, Tampa's got, storms or something rolling in.
yeah.
It's indoors. So
Just awful football there for a minute. And it's like these are 2 of the top teams in the NFC,
well,
like
and that's the other thing we talked about last week. It's like there's a lot of parity in the league this year of,
yeah,
like, who shows up when and stuff like that. So it's like both of these teams are 5-2 now, but, the Lions certainly look really good against some teams, but then they also lay their eggs too.
yeah, like the week before.
Right.
They couldn't get anything going against the Chiefs, like, we thought that would be a good game, and the Chiefs just blew them out, and then the Bucks, they've been hanging on to the end of the game every
Yeah, if
game they've
anything's
been in,
close and they give the
they
Baker the
find a way,
opportunity, we
yeah,
talk about it. It's like, all right, they need to go down the field, and Baker does that, like,
yeah,
whether it's him breaking tackles and running for first downs or him just extending plays and finding guys wide open down the field, like, he's been doing it all year long. So, yeah, I mean, they're definitely gonna be like we talked about, like, you're gonna have the Cowboys, the Packers, these 2 teams, ourselves, like, in the mix towards the playoffs. So it's a matter of seeding, who can get buys, who lines up
yeah,
against who, but it's going to be exciting to watch, especially, we're not even halfway through the season. So, then the final game of the week, Seattle over the Texans, 27-19.
it's
So
I didn't
the
watch any of
Texans,
this
yeah,
one,
I
but
just think
the
the Texans
Texans,
are bad. They're so bad.
they're washed at this point. CJ Stroud's gotta go somewhere else, I guess, at this point. He's just not getting it done.
Yeah.
And they tried putting talent around him, and there was always that hope kinda after, like we said with Jaden, right? Like, after the rookie year, you have this quarterback that's gonna be a guy, and then he just turns out to not be a guy, and I
Hmm.
think that's just kind of what Stroud is anymore.
All right. Well, let's move into week 8. We'll cover the games. You have Brock's picks.
Yep.
So he was able to bring over his pick, or he sent us over his picks prior to the episode tonight. So
Let me jump into week 7. So last week, Brian, you went 10-5.
Oh, nice.
So again, bad matchups. We kind of had a good gauge on who would actually win money line spread wise. Obviously, that didn't work out too well for us.
Spreads are terrible.
Brock and I both went 11-4.
11-4. Oh, so you guys gained a game on me. Nice.
Yeah.
Sure
I was the only one that took the birds.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the only real Eagles fan here is me.
I'll take that. So, and then I guess before we get into week 8, some big Eagles news. They want to gloss over this. BG's back. So they're bringing Brandon Graham back.
Yeah.
So your thoughts? Is this to fix the pass rush or is this to patch the relationship
I
of
think
AJ and Jalen?
honestly, I think he's going to make more of an impact on the locker room than on the field.
Yeah.
But if he can produce on the field, hell yeah, dude. He didn't necessarily perform that great last year. He had a
Right.
really good game against the Rams where he got hurt.
Yep.
And that was like, holy shit, he's still got it in year 16.
Yep.
Or 15, 16, whatever it is. And then it's like, he goes back to the Super Bowl, tears his tricep again.
It was a good game then too. Like he had when he was on the field, he had impactful plays.
Yeah. So
but he tears his tricep twice. So what are you actually getting out of him? I'm not expecting him to come out and be I don't know. It seems like you remember the last Super Bowl, not the last one, the year 2017. They go out and sign Sue and Linval Joseph.
Yeah.
And they were impactful players. They were towards the end of their careers, but they were big additions, especially in the tackle position.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is more of I agree with you. I think it's more of a locker room thing. I think him as a leader definitely is going to help. But I mean, they have a lot of leaders that are still on the team anyway. I think on the defensive side, though, certainly they can use another voice. But they were talking about on the radio, and I tend to agree. I think this is more of a Jalen AJ thing, and they're like, all right, well, we can bring him in. He could help us out on the D line because we certainly need help there. But he's going to be here more of all right, boys, let's get this shit right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to play this week.
Yeah.
We got the
and they
bye.
don't have the bye.
We have the bye next week.
The timing of it's good. You could almost think like even next week after the Giants game, they could have signed him and like, all right, that gives him. But at least he can kind of prepare for a game as if he's going to play. Be there for
it's the same
Giants
defense.
Game. So
we didn't lose the D coordinator, so it's the same defense. The same so I think it's more just I don't know when Nolan Smith's coming back, if he's going to be back after the bye either. You lose Ojulari this week against the Vikings. Who knows if that's a big injury or not? He hasn't necessarily produced too much on the field, to be honest. He has been inactive for a couple of games.
Right.
So it doesn't hurt to bring him in by any means. I'm sure it's not a ton of money. Yeah. So I'm not against the move. It's just, we'll see what he can do. I mean,
I think it's more of a locker room thing. I think kind of what we said, that it's more of a locker room.
Yeah. And then I think also like there was some quotes that came out today. He signed this morning or officially announced his signing this morning is that he didn't want to retire. He just didn't see a spot on the roster. So that's kind of like almost like it could sound like it's a dig at Howie, kind of Howie is saying like, look, dude, we don't really have a spot for you. You're kind of old and, we can't pay you $10 million a year to be on the field for 30% of the snaps and, have 4 or 5 sacks a year.
Which is right.
So it makes it makes perfect sense when you're, that business side of the relationship. But I guess apparently they called him before they signed Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
And then Smith ended up retiring and they're like, hey, do you really want to come back? And I guess BG's been working out. He's been staying in shape.
He kind of ramped it up or whatever after they called again. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not expecting much. And I think if Eagles fans can temper their expectations and say, all right, it's not Brandon Graham from 10 years ago that's going to, come in and like basically expect what you got last year, but not even that. Like I think he's more going to be a leader behind the scenes and, more impactful there as opposed to on the field.
Yeah. And I think also just with him, like in the relationship with Philly, like, we talked about it early on in our podcast, right? Like about how the fact that like, congrats to BG, like hell of a career, dude. You did so well. You turned around from being booed and being labeled a bust and then turning it into making the biggest play in the franchise history.
Yep.
Getting the strip sack on Brady.
Yeah.
And then winning the last year's Super Bowl. So like, it's just what a turnaround of his actual career and then staying through Philly and dealing with all the ups and downs. And then, now he's going to come back and maybe one last ride. Who knows if he's going to try and Brett Favre this thing.
Yeah. We'll see.
So
Yeah, hopefully you
But
can
yeah,
help us out.
welcome aboard, BG. Welcome
Yep,
back, bud.
welcome back, buddy. So, all right, yeah, let's get into week 8. So first matchup, we have the 3-3 Vikings going to LA to play the Chargers, 4-3.
Is this
So
Thursday? It's Thursday night, right?
Thursday night, yeah.
Gross.
So um we talk about last Thursday night's game was actually pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
We have two quarterbacks that love to throw the ball away. Well,
Maybe.
that's if
Maybe.
Carson, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't expect JJ to come in on a short week if he wasn't ready last week. You know what I mean? So maybe it's another Carson, but
If it
either
is
way,
JJ versus Herbert or Harbaugh,
yeah, that's
college
true too.
college quarterback
Yeah,
versus
that's
college
true.
coach.
So, I mean, at this point, actually, let's change it up a bit. So typically, I go first. So how about this week? You read off Brock's first, and then so I'll give you like kind of the thoughts. You read off Brock's, then you tell me yours, and I'll go last.
Okay.
Just so kind of change it up instead of me going first every time.
Yeah. So Chargers, we're both taking Chargers.
You're both taking Chargers, okay? And your thoughts there?
I mean, personally, I just think that you don't know what is going to happen with the quarterback situation in Minnesota. If it's going to be McCarthy back, maybe they said like, "Hey, you're going to be questionable against Eagles, not playing against Eagles. Give Carson that. Hey, go beat your
Go
old
beat
team,
your old team, right?
and then have McCarthy just kind of focus on watching the Chargers." So maybe he does end up playing. I don't think anything's been announced yet. I also haven't paid any attention to the Vikings. Um, so I just think the Chargers are a better football team than the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
Like the Vikings didn't do anything really offensively. I think that the Chargers defense should be able to get after the quarterback, whether it's Carson or McCarthy. And I think the Chargers got this one.
I wish I would know who's starting because if it's JJ, I'm going with the Chargers. If it's Carson, I actually think they're going to win. So I am going to assume Carson, and I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
All right. So this would be wait. We don't have a morning game on
Yeah,
Sunday this
no,
week. Dang.
it's like
I was
2
looking
weeks from
for it.
now and then 3 weeks from now or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nice. We're back to our normal
1 o'clock slate. Yeah.
normal Sunday, which I think there's like 6 teams on bye, which it
Yeah.
probably plays a role in that. Or so the next game, 1 o'clock, you have the 1-6 Dolphins going to Atlanta, 3-3. Dolphins are dog shit. Falcons.
Yeah.
I jumped the
Yeah. But no, I mean, Brock and I both taking Falcons here. Kind of like you said, Dolphins, who knows if Tua's going to start anymore. I think McDaniel's kind of in
Well, now it's
save my job
mode,
mood.
right?
And I think now he's going to start trying to point the blame to Tua, which benching Tua last week doesn't help. Quinn Ewers came in, didn't really do anything. But yeah, the Falcons have at least played competent football, and the Dolphins just aren't doing that now.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, as long as I keep shitting on Penix, he keeps proving me wrong. So
Yeah, but honestly, like Bijan's so fucking good.
he
Just
is
give
that
him the
good.
ball.
Well, that's why I said that earlier on in the year.
He's just so good. Just keep giving him the ball and then ride him until his wheels fall off.
It was more so based on a bet of I needed him to touch the ball
Yeah,
17
yeah.
times. It's like, would you hand the damn ball off to him? So and they kept wanting to pass. They'd hand it off to get 9 yards, and they want to pass 3 times. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you stupid ass fucking team. All right. So moving into the next 1 o'clock game, we have the 0-7 Jets going to the 3-4 Bengals. This is going to be another week of shitty fucking games.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think they finally get their win this week.
Really?
There's been so much heat on them. Justin Fields getting benched, Tyrod Taylor coming in, or Tyrod Taylor, however we say his name. I think this is Aaron Glenn, save your job. What better way to do it against, Joe Flacco? At least they have Sauce Gardner that can maybe cover Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
The other side's open with Higgins, I guess. But I don't know. This game's gonna be fucking awful to watch, so I'm just gonna go with the Jets.
What's Brock got?
Brock's got the Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah, I'm going Bengals too. I think Flacco, after last week's performance, I don't see him. I don't see the Jets doing anything
Yeah,
against that offense.
they gotta win at some point.
Yeah.
And maybe this is it.
They'll win in the bye week.
Yeah.
This next 1 o'clock game, we have the 2-5 Browns going to New England to face the 5-2 Patriots. Go ahead.
Yeah, we both got Pats. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like, I mean, the Patriots do have those games where they play against a really low-level opponent and they end up losing or making it close somehow.
Yeah. I mean,
They were down.
Judkins looked really good last week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically scored all of their touchdowns.
Yeah. What do you have, 3, I think?
I think 3 of them, yeah.
So yeah, The Pats are kind of always that team that does kind of play the bad teams bad, but they started bad against the Titans, came back, and then blew them out. So I'm just gonna go with Drake May and the Pats.
Yep, I'm gonna do the same. Pats there.
When's Shador coming in? Dylan Gabriel is clearly not it, and he's a lefty, which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird. So
Lefty quarterbacks are just trash.
as a lefty,
Yeah.
as a lefty, it just looks weird.
Yeah,
I will say Michael Vick looked good throwing the ball.
Yeah. Well, he's also
he was smooth.
that fucking rocket of an arm that was effortless,
and he was so smooth. But yeah, I agree with you. All lefties just look
it looks weird.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I know what I look like.
Yeah, when I was growing up playing catch with you, that's how I had to feel.
Yeah.
All right. I can't catch.
Yeah. So you got the Giants 2-5, traveling to Philly to play the 5-2 Birds.
Kelly Green game.
We got 3 of them, all against division foes.
Yep.
Love to see it.
I'm going Birds. I think I've picked them every week. We got to bounce back. We got to bounce back against the Giants here. I think they're going to try and figure out how to stop Scatterbo. If you have Jalen Carter healthy.
So playing in New York, obviously they sat some of the starters because of that, and I think the Giants plus the offense just literally mailing it in.
Yeah,
and the defense for that matter.
Yeah, I think they're really going to try and beat the piss out of them. So I'm going to go Birds.
Revenge game.
Brock's going Eagles as well. He's finally picking the Eagles. His favorite team of all time. He's finally actually picking the Eagles to win a game.
This is good. I wonder what Shohei stat he gave up for that. I'm going to go Birds as well. So I think they get right back.
Look at all of us going Birds.
Right back on track. Well, I don't want Dad yelling at me again.
It's worked.
Yeah,
we're winning.
So going into the bye, it'd be good to go in 6-2. I don't remember where we were at in our early season predictions, but it probably was about here. I think we mixed in some losses here or there throughout. I think
we can check in next week on the bye week.
We can fill that in on the bye week too, kind of where we're at. Maybe we go over all of them. So we can that episode will cover baseball with what our future hopes and dreams are for the team, and then we could cover kind of up to the bye week. So week 7. No, week 9.
Week 9, yeah.
Week 9.
I actually just pulled mine up. I had him at 7-1.
I thought, yeah.
I had him losing to Tampa.
Yeah, I think most of us had him losing to Tampa.
Yeah.
So they definitely had surprised. I had us losing to Dallas, and I think I had him losing to were those the 2?
No, I'm saying in recent.
Oh, just recent, yeah, when I picked them, yeah. Well, sometimes you have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the 4-2 Bills going to the Carolina Panthers, 4-3. Bills coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
1 o'clock game.
Brock and I both have Buffalo. I don't think this is going to be close.
Yeah.
Buffalo needs to figure some shit out, though.
Yeah. I mean, their offense going into the bye looked like dog shit.
They need to. I know Josh Allen's an incredible quarterback, but you also got a pretty damn good running back. You should give him the ball.
Especially when you bet on him, right?
I'm done betting that asshole touchdown. Every time I bet him, it's Josh Allen scores it. And then I bet Josh Allen touchdowns. It's James Cook.
Yeah.
So I'm just done in general with betting them on rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. That's my philosophy when it comes to survivors. It's like I can't take the Bengals. Yeah. I can't take the Chargers. It's like you get bit by them once, week 1.
Yeah.
And
I added Green Bay to my list of never taking them again.
Yeah. So I'd actually be very interested in just a little sidebar of how many people are in survivor leagues, and after this year, how many people are still alive in survivor leagues.
Dude, it's I think the one that I'm in,
where it's like 1 and you can only use a team once.
You can only use it once. Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Those leagues probably already restarted. The one that I'm in is like 200 and so people, and it's down to 8.
Wow.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills there. So next game we have the 4-2 Bears traveling to Baltimore to play the 1-5 Ravens. Do we know if Lamar's back?
He's not practicing today, or he didn't practice yesterday.
Is it still Cooper Rush, or are they putting Hundley in? Actually, they were on a bye.
They were on a bye, right? So who knows?
So this is kind of one of those same situations. Well, you guys give me your
Okay,
thoughts before I
so
jump the gun.
we both took Chicago. I think Chicago's been playing some pretty damn good football.
Mhm.
They're not blowing teams out, but they're winning games. Baltimore is just on a really bad slide. They
Yeah.
can't figure anything
Oh,
out.
they're hurt. They're very hurt.
They're very hurt. Their defense is
Cooper
garbage.
Rush is garbage, and I think they
Derrick Henry's not able to carry the weight for them. So
right.
I'm gonna go Chicago
Well,
because
they
at least
lost a
they're
couple games early on in the year, I think due to, I don't think it's all Derrick Henry fumbles, but just
the 2 fumbles, yeah.
Derrick Henry fumbles in the worst times.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't blame that solely on Derrick Henry
But their
of losing the
defense
game, yeah,
has been bad all year. They gave up 40 or 38, whatever it was, to the
to the
Bills
Bills,
week
right.
1, and
But
they
they were
scored
up early.
35 or 38 and they lost.
Yeah,
So it's their defense has been bad all year.
and they're hurt, and
Yeah.
it's yeah. So, you guys both went Bears. I'm gonna go Bears too, only because I don't know what quarterback it is.
Yeah, I highly doubt Lamar is playing from what I've seen.
Yeah.
If he's not practicing now after the bye, it's probably unlikely that he's gonna start.
And then just looking at so the Steelers are 4-2. Just looking at the division or their division. Steelers are 4-2. I mean, the Browns are 2-5. Bengals are 3-4. So they're 1-5, currently last in the division.
They still got a shot.
I mean, yeah, they need to. I don't know how many times they've played the Steelers. Once have they? I'm not sure.
I don't even think they've played this year, to be honest, but I honestly
I know the Ravens did have a tough draw. Like they had the Bills early, they had the Chiefs early, they had some tough matchups early on in the season. So Um, if they do have a couple of games left against the Steelers and they kind of gain some ground there, they're certainly not out of it, but you can't, you got to kind of win this week.
yeah, so
I mean, 6 losses is, that your max is 11-6. And we're talking about most teams, like even the wild card for a lot of these. I mean, this year might be a little different just because how much parity we've seen so far,
yeah.
but where you might have a 9-8 team make the wild card,
Yeah, I mean, that's likely, right? Because we have
but you
the
only have 3 more losses and you're not even halfway through the year,
yeah.
So
So they haven't played Steelers yet. They lost to the Bills, they beat the Browns, lost to the Lions, lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Texans. They got blown out
So
by the
that's
Texans.
that's 3 losses in the conference right there.
Yeah, and then lost to the Rams and then bye week.
Yeah, so they have to turn it on quickly, and
Their one
what
win is
what
against
is
Cleveland.
what is Lamar's injury? Is it a hamstring?
Hamstring, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. They might be, unless they can turn it on in the next few weeks, they might be done this year. But yeah, long story short, I'll go with the Bears. Next one, we have 5-2 Niners, going to Houston to play the 2-4 Texans. Um, Texans continue to look like shit, so I'm gonna go Niners. I jumped the gun there
No,
too, but
we took the Niners as well. I just again, CJ Stroud, I don't know if I'm just becoming his biggest hater, but this dude's just not good. He can't get it done. The Niners keep finding ways to win with,
Mac
backups
Jones and
and
whoever, and
2nd, 3rd string guys everywhere.
McCaffrey came back off of the injury, kinda
Yeah.
proved the doubters wrong a little bit, and, he can still play, still quick as shit.
Yeah. I think Kittle will get involved this week, so I'm gonna go with the Niners.
Yep. Alright, 5-2, so we're getting into the 4 o'clock slate. We have the 5-2 Buccaneers traveling to New Orleans to play the 1-6 Saints.
Brock and I both took Tampa here. Get off the losing streak that they have with,
Yep,
going against the Lions last night. But
agree.
the Saints they're just not good.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I got the Bucks there too. 4:25, we only have 3 4 o'clock games this week. That sucks. We have the 3-3-1 Cowboys traveling to Denver to play the fourth quarter comeback Kings and 5-2 Broncos.
yeah. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna pick against Dallas here. I think Surtain will be able to shut down one of CD or Pickens. So depending on how they have him, unless he travels across and stays with CD all game.
Mhm.
And I think that 33-point fourth quarter has kind of got it like Sean Payton feeling himself, and he also, has that relationship with Dallas that I think he's going to try and have some extra want to beat them. So I'm going to go with Denver. Brock's taking Dallas.
Okay. I I have a feeling this is gonna be very similar to last week's game, in a sense where Dallas will probably be leading going. It's not going to be by 20 plus points. Like I don't think the Giants. I think they're going to get the offense going a little earlier. Plus, I don't trust Dallas's defense. Um, I think they're going to be leading going into the fourth quarter, but then the Broncos come back and come away with another W. I'm going to go Denver as well.
Okay.
So the final 4 o'clock game, 4:25, we have the 1-6 Titans going to the 6-1 Colts.
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 Wag and I both going Colts.
Yep.
I don't
Titans are
see
ass.
the Titans. Yeah, they're self-proclaimed ass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Indy. I think they got this one. They'll be 7-1, best record in football, rolling into it.
Yep. 8:20 Sunday night game. We have the 4-1-1 Packers traveling to Pittsburgh to play the 4-2 Steelers. For this one,
Did Rodgers play at Green Bay yet with the Jets?
that's a good question.
I don't
I
know if
don't
he
know if he
played
did.
at Green Bay last year, so he's going to be amped up for it, obviously.
Well, this is in Pittsburgh, but it's against
Oh,
Green
it's in
Bay. Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
it's
Oh,
in
okay, got
Pittsburgh.
it.
But
Um,
still pumped up to play
yeah, to
against your
play
old
against
team,
Green
I'm
Bay,
sure.
yeah.
I'm not positive of how many players are still on that team that he played
No, he
against.
took
Like,
them all to the Jets with him.
yeah, that's true. At least all the receivers and the running backs kind of dispersed from there
Yeah,
too. So
yeah. Aaron Jones
the
went to
only thing
Minnesota.
that's familiar is the ownership.
Yeah, and Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I'm going Green Bay. I think they'll be able to get after Rodgers with Micah back there, and I'm not sold on Pittsburgh this year. I know they've got a good record. I just don't
Yeah.
think that they're doing that well. Their defense hasn't done that great this year. DK's had some plays, but I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Yep. Would Brock go?
Brock's going Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I'm going to follow along with Brock because one, I would love to have the Packers have another loss,
Yeah,
and two, I don't know if I trust the Packers offense with Jordan Love. I think I trust more ancient 41-year-old
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers with DK.
And he's got
And
his 3 tight ends he can
at
throw to now.
at home, I think the Steelers come away with a win there. All right, and the final game of the week, Monday night, we have the 3-4 Commanders traveling to Kansas City to play the 4-3 Chiefs.
Yeah, we don't know if Jaden's playing this week. I'm assuming not, but I'm going Chiefs. Brock's going Chiefs. Chiefs they're playing good football. They just blew the shit out of the Raiders,
Yeah,
which is a division rival. But even though they're not good, they beat the shit out of them. So
yeah, they
Chiefs.
featured their new addition, Rasheed Rice.
Yeah, the hell they did.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, that guy was getting the ball everywhere.
it's
I don't know
freaking
why
annoying.
Andy Reid. I think he's getting too cute at the goal line.
Mhm.
They just don't
Did a
like to do
little
a normal handoff. They have to have a receiver come in motion and do a wide receiver sweep every goddamn
Well, it's
play.
because their handoff options, Hunt, who's old, or they have the little toddler who stomps the whole time, and Pacheco, and
Yeah,
he stomps but doesn't go anywhere.
yeah. So it's just
So you guys
yeah,
both went Chiefs?
Chiefs. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm gonna go Chiefs as well.
see Washington. I mean, if Jaden plays and has an incredible game, maybe that's the only chance they have. But I don't
Yeah.
see Mariota beating the
I
Chiefs.
think the Chiefs, we talked about it earlier in the year. Like they ran into some tough matchups, but they're also playing like shit. They got
Hmm.
healthy, they got their offense back, and once they got all their pieces, they've
Yeah,
been rolling. So
and they need to
um,
stop with their receivers only having one digit as their jersey number.
yeah, because it's
You got
all just
Hollywood Brown, Rasheed
5.
Rice,
Yeah,
and then
Worthy.
Thornton's 80 something.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy's the other one. It's just like I don't know which one's what.
Yep, same. So, yeah, that takes us through all of the Monday night games. So, before we get into fantasy, we'll kind of bitch and moan a little bit. So, I know we usually kind of cover our bets and how we did, but I was telling you before we recorded, like this week there was a lot of guys that had multiple touchdowns, which
Yeah.
pissed me the hell off because when you have a guy that scores a touchdown and you have the other person and they just keep adding it on,
Yeah.
whether it's Rasheed Rice or you know the other handful of guys, like AJ had 2 touchdowns. And, I'm hoping for you look at a score and it's 33 points. You're like, oh, there's like 4 touchdowns in there.
Yeah.
Like, all right, my guy had to hit one now. So I did
Nope.
pretty bad on touchdown bets this week.
Same.
Looking at the games beforehand, I wasn't too thrilled. Like I'm looking at them and I'm like, one, it's like so the Lions games, every one of their like big name guys, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown,
St. Brown, yeah.
they're all minus. And it's like minus for a touchdown is stupid. And
Yeah.
like I don't like doing that. I'd rather take minus on something that's not a touchdown that you have a better shot.
Yeah, like the receptions or yardage or yeah.
So when I typically do my touchdown bets, I usually try to do it to where they're in the plus hundreds, or sometimes I'll do ones where I take a flyer on a couple like tight ends that are plus 200 because one of the weeks, I think it might be this week, they have that tight end week where they like talk about all the tight ends.
National Tight End Week,
dude. Every week it's always tight end touchdowns. So I might have a bet this week that's just strictly six tight end, well, not first time, but just
first touchdown
anytime touchdowns. Yeah. But I'll just have 6 tight ends, and it's like, hopefully 6 out of 6 hit. So we'll see. That'd be the big Kittle day.
Kittle, maybe go him with
I went Kittle last week in 2 receptions, so he's apologizing to me.
2 targets. He didn't even have a reception.
Yeah. Trying to think of who else kind of dicked me over a little bit. I wanted a Goddard touchdown.
I was gonna say, didn't you have Goddard?
I had Goddard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was several. I did not do well, so hopefully I can get back on the winning track there. Have one bad week, hit big this week. We'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of touchdown scores, do we want Brock to just pick all 3 this week for us? Because we can't do it.
Yeah.
Every week it's you or I that just gets it wrong. I don't think I've gotten one right in 3 weeks.
So if any listeners out there looking for like a parlay touchdown bet, Brock's got one for you.
Yeah. So Brock, we'll make Brock pick 3 as his punishment for missing the podcast, and hopefully he cashes some money.
Hopefully his punishment benefits your wallet.
We can't do it. I thought Rico Dowdle missed her 220 yards.
I had him too.
The past 2 weeks, doesn't even get shit this week, and can't score a touchdown against the fucking Jets.
I had him too. I think I had 6, and I think I hit 1.
Yeah, you had A-Chain against the Browns. That didn't happen. My parlay that I put up,
I might have Brock send me 6 guys get touchdowns.
I had the under in the Pats and Titans at 42, thinking the Patriots will win like 28-7.
Yeah.
And they were down 13-3 or something early on, and then the Pats came back and beat the piss out of them. So that cost me that parlay. Luckily, I ended up hitting one later on. Didn't post it to the podcast because I don't want any more listeners to follow along into that. But it's not been good. So
yeah, well, hopefully we can turn it around, but probably not.
So, yeah, that's
basically whatever we say, bet the opposite if that's a possibility. But you might do better that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll still send out the bets that you guys should not follow on Saturday morning.
Give us some fucking tips.
Yeah, maybe you guys tell us what things we should
throw
bet.
a comment in there what we should bet.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You guys are winning money. We want to win money too. We all like money.
Yeah, exactly. We can shout you out on the pod.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all the support. Beer ideas, bet ideas, topic ideas,
fantasy football updates.
Give us some.
Football,
speaking of fantasy football, I mean, some of us
tips,
some
players
of us got
that are out there
plus draft grade and
that I need to pick up.
So let's get right
guys.
into the podcast league. So last week, let me get into week 7. I ended up pulling away a very unimpressive win, 112-75. I played Tush Push it real good.
Kevin.
So thanks for laying down for me, Kev. Appreciate that. So I'm currently in 5th. I was able to jump you because of points. So we're both 4-3.
I played Brock last week. My team, absolutely dog shit right now. Devontae Smith and Jackson Smith and Jigba beat my entire team by themselves.
Wow. Yeah.
So he had 43.3 out of Devontae Smith and 31.3 out of Smith and Jigba. I had 74 total. So team's just not doing good. Cooper Kupp got me 2. My running backs got me a combined 11. Brock's kicker almost outscored my quarterback. So
he's Aubrey, right?
Yeah, it's just been not good on.
He's a good fantasy kicker if anybody's looking for fantasy kickers. So.
Yeah, I kind of regret the scoring that I have set up.
Hey, I love that scoring.
Yeah.
The only thing I regret is the fact you don't have 3 freaking wide receivers.
Yeah, well, my team still wouldn't have done well with that. So
yeah, just another 0.
It's not that I'm trying to fix the league to help myself. My team's fucking dog shit. And please, somebody trade me a wide receiver. Begging out here for you guys.
Some of the other matchups we can cover. Tony and Tyler had a pretty good matchup. Sucks for Tyler. I mean, because he would have beat half the league if he matched up against anybody else. But Tony scored 187. Tyler had 159. As you mentioned, Brock beat you 176-74. Kenny ended up beating Mike 148-99. Tim, impressive week, 189 to Adams 105. And finally, Jeff beat Brandon 143-95.
Yeah, so
So
Brock sitting in 1st, Kenny 2nd, Jeff 3rd, Mike fell down to 4th,
yeah,
Brian at 5th,
they're
I'm
all
at
5
6th.
they're all
Yeah,
5-2. Brock's kind of leading the league handily in points for.
yeah, he's got over 50 on 2nd.
Yep. And then yeah, me and you were sitting in 5th and 6th, tied with Kevin at 4-3. And then we have a couple 3-4s, 2-5, and 1-6. So who you got this week, Cam?
I play you. We play each other,
There we
so
go. So right
this
now,
will be
current
the
projections with
terrible
no bye
matchup.
week adjustments, because both of us have buys. I'm projected 90 or at 94, but I know I have
You have your quarterback out, I have a running back out.
and I have a defense out, so I got to swap some things. Swap some things around.
Yeah, I
Uh,
unfortunately need to probably pick up a running back at this point.
yeah, I got to make some additions too. So
Uh,
Brock is playing Brandon, 5-2 Brock against the 1-6 Brandon. I think bye weeks are going to affect every team. We kind of mentioned it when we were going over the thing. There's 6 teams out, so
yeah,
everybody's going to be checking the waiver wires to see where they can add players here or there. So
yeah, you got Detroit, Seattle, Jacksonville, all on bye. I think Detroit's probably the most fantasy relevant
yeah,
team that's on bye this week,
yep,
because their offense is very good. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's gonna not be a good matchup, I don't think, between us. We're fighting for what 5th?
5th, yeah, might be able to bump into 4th depending on.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like we have Kenny that plays Kevin 5-2 and 4-3. Other than that, like all the matchups are very similar to this week in real
yeah,
football, where you have 5-2s playing 2s and 5s, and
yeah.
vice versa. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll give you guys the update next week. So, with that said, go ahead and end the episode. So, thanks
Cheers,
again to
guys.
everybody for listening, and until next time,
Peace.
cheers.